Good morning. In the last lecture, we discussed about electromagnetic field energy density. The next article is about Poynting vector. In the last article, we got this equation for the Poynting theorem. This is mathematical statement for Poynting theorem. du by dt, time rate of change of the electromagnetic energy stored in the electromagnetic field, plus del dot S is rate of the electromagnetic energy crossing unit area is equal to the power transmitted in the electromagnetic field by the free charges. Out of these terms, now we are interested in this term, del dot S. This del dot S is from del dot S, this S is equal to E cross H. This is known as, let me call this as equation number 1, and this is known as Poynting vector. This is known as Poynting vector. And what is Poynting vector? It is the flux of power transmitted into the electromagnetic field. Poynting vector is nothing but the power flux transmitted into the electromagnetic field. Or we may say this Poynting vector is nothing but transmission of electromagnetic energy crossing unit area placed perpendicular to this vector in unit time. Or this is time rate of the electromagnetic energy crossing the area in a normal way or in a perpendicular way. This is how we can talk about the Poynting vector. So, S is equal to E cross H is the Poynting vector, and now we know what is the meaning of this Poynting vector. This Poynting vector is mainly used to study the transmission or flow of electromagnetic energy. While studying the electromagnetic field, Maxwell assumed that The electromagnetic field is just like an elastic solid. Maxwell assumed that the electromagnetic field is just like an elastic solid. Whenever we talk of elasticity of a solid, we talk of the potential energy of the strain and the kinetic energy for the motion. Maxwell assumed that the electrical energy E is acting as the potential energy of strain and the component H is acting as kinetic energy for motion in the elastic material. This view of Maxwell was not supported. To explain actual meaning of this Poynting vector, propagation of light is used. The conception of propagation of light is used for explaining the Poynting vector. We know light is electromagnetic energy. It is having electrical component E and magnetic component H. E and H. Both fields are present when light travels, light flows from one place to other place through certain medium. The components E and H are perpendicular to each other. At the same time, they are perpendicular to the direction of propagation. If this is the direction of propagation of the light, if E is this, H will be this. E and H are perpendicular to each other. At the same time, they are perpendicular to the direction of propagation of the light. When we find the intensity of light or when we find the flow of light, the amount of light energy flowing or intensity of light is always found in terms of square of amplitude of either capital E or capital H. Capital E, the electrical component, capital H, the magnetic component. So, intensity of the light is always considered as proportional to square of amplitude of either E or H. E and H perpendicular to each other, also perpendicular to the propagation of direction of propagation of light. It means that E cross H, cross product of E and H is perpendicular to E and H. Cross product of two vectors is always perpendicular to the plane containing the two vectors, and therefore the vector E cross H is perpendicular to the vectors E and H. It means that the vector E cross H is moving, is in the direction of propagation of light energy. Direction of the vector E cross H is always along the direction of propagation of light energy, and therefore Poynting vector may be used to explain the direction of flow of electromagnetic energy, light energy, electromagnetic energy. E cross H is always along the direction of propagation of this light energy. It means that E cross H, which we call Poynting vector. This Poynting vector is always along the direction of propagation of the electromagnetic energy or of the light energy. Let us suppose that we have a source of light and we want to find out the intensity of light emitted by this source. The general procedure is we close this source of light in a bounded or in a closed surface. This source of light is enclosed in a closed surface and the light energy is flowing in all directions in 360 degrees from the source of light. Each ray of light, when it crosses the surface of closed surface, acting as a normal or perpendicular to the point of exit, to the point of crossing the closed surface. What this ray indicates? It indicates the flow of direction of the Poynting vector E cross H. At one point we know what is value of E cross H. We want to evaluate over the whole surface. And what to do for this? Just go for surface integration of this intensity over the whole surface. That will give us the intensity emitted by the source of light. The same principle is applied to find this Poynting vector for any electromagnetic energy. As it is used for light energy is electromagnetic energy, and therefore Poynting vector is always used for finding the intensity of light. It is always flowing in the direction of propagation of light, and it is also used to find the intensity of light, to find the amount of electromagnetic energy flowing in a particular direction, because Poynting vector we considered as the flux of power crossing a surface in a perpendicular way, or the electromagnetic energy crossing unit area placed perpendicular to it per unit time. And therefore we can use Poynting vector to represent the direction of propagation of the electromagnetic energy. At the same time we can also use this to find the intensity of the electromagnetic energy, that is the amount of electromagnetic energy flowing, crossing some surface area held perpendicular to it. Let us make use of this conception so that we shall apply this conception to any electromagnetic energy. The electromagnetic energy flowing is real, light energy is real, we can see the light, and therefore to study the Poynting vector, which is taken as direction of propagation of electromagnetic energy, it is also taken as the tool finding for intensity or amount of electromagnetic energy. We shall consider some electromagnetic energy flowing in a particular direction. This electromagnetic energy is having electrical component, it is also having the magnetic component. What we interested is in the real part of the electrical component and imaginary part of the electrical component. If the electrical component is represented by this equation, E is equal to U of R e to the power I omega t. This is complex in nature, which is given by E0 of r, where this E0 is function of r, e to the power I omega t, the exponential term. The same equation may be written for h. H is equal to h0 of r e to the power I omega t. What we need, this is the complex part of E. This is the complex part of H. This E0 can simply be written as E0 of R can simply be written as E0 e to the power I omega t, and this H0 can simply be written as H0 e to the power I omega t, where this E0 and H0 are complex parts. This E0 may be consisting of real part ER and imaginary part EIM. This complex part of the electrical component consisting of this size real part, this size imaginary part. The same is true for this H0. HR, the real part, and this HIM, the imaginary part of H0. And therefore, what we need is real part of E. What we need E is equal to real part of E0 e to the power I omega t. What this H we need is again a real part of H0 e to the power I omega t. Let me call this equation number 2, this equation number 3. Now, let me write this E as RE of E0 can be written as a real part plus I times imaginary part into, this is cos omega t plus I sin omega t. This H similarly real part of HR plus I HIM into EO is complex. It can be written as ER plus EIM, real part plus imaginary part. E to the power I omega t is cos omega t plus I sin omega t. Real part of this H0 is complex, which can be written as HR plus I HIM, real part, imaginary part. E to the power I omega t is cos omega t plus I sin omega t. What is real part of this? You have to go for it. Let us first consider equation number 4. E is equal to real part of ER cos omega t, this multiply by this. Let us have multiplication of these two also, plus ER I times ER sin omega t plus IEIM cos omega t and what left? Product of these two, I into I square, that is minus minus EIM sin omega t. Is equal to real part of this square bracket. Real, imaginary, imaginary, real. Okay. And therefore this E must be equal to, what is the real part? This one. ER cos omega t minus EIM sin omega t, equation number 6. Real part of this imaginary part is dropped, real part is only taken, and so we got E is equal to ER cos omega t minus EIM sin omega t, which is real part of E, real component of E. Similarly, we can go for equation number 5. Taking into consideration equation 4, we arrived at equation 6. Now, when we consider equation 5 and solve equation 5 with the same way we solved equation 4, H will be equal to HR cos omega t minus HIM sin omega t, equation number 7. So, real part of E is ER cos omega t minus EIM sin omega t. Real part of H is HR cos omega t minus HIM sin omega t. What we want from using these two terms in equations 6 and 7, we want to find out the Poynting vector S. And what is Poynting vector S? Poynting vector S is E cross H. Poynting vector S is E cross H. E cross H. This is, what is E? This one. ER cos omega t minus EIM sin omega t cross H, and that is HR cos omega t minus HIM sin omega t. This is equal to product of these two, ER cross HR cos omega t cos square omega t. Then if we consider these two, minus minus will become plus, EIM cross HIM sin omega t sin square omega t. Okay, and then what left? Product of this with this, product of this with this, and that is what? Minus ER cross HIM sin omega t cos omega t minus the same thing again, EIM, we have taken ER, HIM, and now EIM, HR. EIM cross HR into sin omega t into cos omega t, or this Poynting vector further is ER cross HR cos square omega t plus EIM cross HIM into sin square omega t. This minus is taken common here. ER cross HIM plus EIM cross HR into sin omega t into cos omega t, equation number 8. So, in terms of real components of the electric field A and magnetic field H, we found expression for the Poynting vector S is equal to first term ER cross HR into cos square omega t plus second term EIM cross HIM sin square omega t minus these two terms are combined. From these two terms minus is taken outside, sin omega t, sin omega t cos omega t, sin omega t cos omega t taken common. What left in the square bracket is this term first, ER cross HIM plus this term second, EIM cross HR. So, equation 8 is the expression for the Poynting vector. About half of this article is still left. Let us stop here. Hope you got all these things. In the next lecture, we shall continue from equation 8 onwards. Thank you.